have way too many tomatoes, but you have no interest in canning them? Me neither. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what I do when we have way too many tomatoes from our garden. Hi, I'm Michelle from JMC Family Farms. We started our channel to teach people about farming, gardening, and cooking from scratch. But if you don't live on a farm and you don't even live in the country, it's totally okay. You're still gonna learn lots of helpful tips from our channel. So stick around, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and click the like button. At this time of year, we have a ton of tomatoes, and really the fight is on so that it's the perfect tomato. You can see this one is definitely not ripe yet, but I have to pick them and put them in the house because our chickens, or what we call the girls, are totally all over our tomatoes if I don't get them in time. So at this point, we have lots of tomatoes. It's too many for our family to eat. So I do not like canning, and I have no intentions at this point of doing it. So I needed to find a different way to store tomatoes. I like to store tomatoes so that in the winter time that I can use them for chili, stews, soups, anything like that. So all that I do for the winter, it's super easy, and I freeze them whole, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I do, and I'm gonna show you a bag of tomatoes that I had from last winter that are still great. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna use a bowl just because it's easier than me using the sink, but you could definitely use your sink, fill it with some water, and put your tomatoes in there. And all that you wanna do is you just wanna get all the dirt and any sort of little leaves or anything that are stuck to your tomatoes. So just make sure that, yeah, for instance, like this one's kind of a yucky one. So just make sure you get all of the dirt and things off the tomatoes. Once you think they're clean enough, you would just dry them off. And then what I do is I get a little cookie sheet. I put a piece of parchment paper on the bottom of it. I don't know if it's necessary. I just do, and then I'm certain that the tomatoes aren't gonna stick. And then all that I do is I just put the tomatoes on the cookie sheet, and then you would just put as many as you can on the cookie sheet. I put the entire cookie sheet in the freezer until the tomatoes have completely frozen. And I'll show you now what they look like once they've been frozen and just exactly what we would do with them next. So I've pulled my tomatoes out of the freezer. You can hear rock hard, and they're ready to be stored for the winter. All that I use is a large freezer bag, and I would put the tomatoes, I just throw them in, seal them up, and then as I need them, I can pull them out one at a time. I can pull them out as many as you need, but it's super, super easy. I wanted to show you a close-up. So here are actually some tomatoes from last winter. You can see there's a tiny bit of ice on here, but there's not much. And this is my last bag of tomatoes that I have from last year. And I've opened and closed this bag several times just to grab them to put in things, and they're good. This one here, you can see, had a tiny little flaw in it, but nothing happened. So it froze. It's kept since last year, and it's great. So this is a perfect method for me. I love it. And it's fast and easy because I'm not fussing with jarring things or anything like that. When you need to use these frozen tomatoes, it's really easy. All that you need to do is you can run it under some warm water, or if you have a lot of frozen tomatoes that you need to peel, actually just put them in a dish. So check this out. We'll put the tomato in this is actually cool water, so we'll see how well this is gonna work. We may need to use warm water, but let's just see. I'm gonna pull a little bit closer. So you would have your frozen tomatoes, just put them in the dish or your sink. You could use your sink, fill it with water, and look what happens. That was a frozen, like rock hard tomato, and after me just dipping it in the water for a second, it peels off. So even if you just left it in there for a minute, and I mean, the more tomatoes that you're peeling, they're in there longer, and then you just peel this off, throw them in whatever you're making, and that's it. So there's all the peeling gone. So it's that fast. It doesn't take any time at all, and then your tomatoes aren't going bad. I hope this was helpful, so it gives you another idea of what you could do with tomatoes. If you don't have time to can them right now, you don't have time to do anything with them right now, at least you know you're not wasting them. You can save them for the winter, or even if you want to save them to make some tomato sauce later. If you've ever tried freezing tomatoes whole, let me know in the comments if it's worked for you. I would love to hear how you do it, if maybe you do it a little bit differently than I do. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.